Okay, so I said I'd get the first row done before I start filming, just to get my bearings a small bit, and I had a couple of teething issues, but we're going anyway. So basically now look, she's wrapping away here. We have a good stroke of stuff. We go back onto our main screen now. So I'll show you. There's one thing that's confusing me a little, and it's just me, I'm getting a mental block every time it happens, but you'll see it here shortly. So when we get up to 80% of our bale full, we get these arrows to tell us to square the bale. But when that says left, you turn left, but I'm hesitant to do it. So that's throwing me off a little. You can see she's counting up her layers of film. She's her two dispensers turned, back door opens, out comes your bale, and away we go. Just a little bit of a tough spot here in the field. We'll lift my pick up a small bit before we get through it. Another one or two bales now. Once we get around this corner here, I'll get out while she's doing her transfer, so you can see it all happening. Right, so I've auto tip turned on now. You can set her to automatically tip off when she is wrapped, or when the next bale is ready to come out. But to be honest with you, I don't know what one I have set on there now. So it's obviously when the next bale is ready. Funny enough, if you can manage to follow them arrows to tell you what to do, it's fair feel the difference on the tractor and in the transfer. It gives the bale a fair squeeze at that stage, I'd say. So we're going to try our best to have a bale like that now. So as you can see, our arrow's up and keeping over a bit. Now, get out and see this. So she's binding, but this bale has 2 revolutions to turn back. She'll cut the film, open the door, kick out your bale, and start wrapping it. Now that wrapper is fair fast. It seems to go nice and easy, as you can see, but now that's doing a fair momentum there. So we'll just see how long it takes for us to wrap this bale. Now that's 4 layers of film, 4 layers of plastic and 2 layers of film. It gives the bale a spin at the end then to get any air pockets out of it, but you can turn that off. You don't have to do that every time. I can also just tip it off here. I'm only going back to the camera so much so you can see what's going on. Normally I just leave the camera in the corner of the screen like that. So once we get to this piece now, we'll do what we would have always done. We'll lift our pick up, back around. I am a bit slower with it, but it's me. It's not the machine. I'm just getting used to everything, taking my time with it. I'm not flying down the field because I'm not familiar with the beeps, you know. I would have been very familiar with what beeps we had before and where our limit was, and you know when you were going to have a bale and all that. But the new season and a new machine just takes a small bit of getting used to. See, these arrows, they just confuse me a little bit. Now, she's starting to bind there again. Turns it back. Put on our camera here. Right, I just heard the net knife dropping, or the film knife. Give the tractor a bit of a throw, and away we go again. Wait for your door to come down fully is important, as I learned there in my second or third bale. I just had a habit of, once I actually saw the door coming down, I was driving on, but obviously I don't have a bottom chamber in this machine, so it just all shoots out the back and it stops everything going down to where it should. Yeah, the beeps are hard to get used to. There's like a triple beep for when it's finished wrapping, and then just a beep when you have a bale full. which I'm used to a lot more beeps than that, so that's just throwing me a small bit. But like, obviously I am going to get used to that. That's not an issue. See, she beeped there now to tell me that everything was closed down, whereas I was already moving, and that's a habit that I suppose I really should get into, is waiting for it to beep, but we'll get there eventually. Quite a crop here too. 18 bales already. And another one. So she's going to drop this one and be ready to take the next one. So this bit confuses me a little. I'm after breaking one roll of plastic here now, so I don't want her to wrap. So if I press that, she'll do about a half a revolution here now and she'll stop. Yeah, she'll stop now. Oh, I don't know how that's going to go now. Right, so last few little bits of rows to pick up. So far so good. First couple of bales, a little bit of complication, but that was it. Ran into no problems. After that, we're down to one roll of plastic now. She's just wrapping away on the one dispenser, but we'll see what kind of issues we run into here now with not a full bale. I'm going to try something here and I'll see if it works. Once we get any sort of a reading on our gauge here at all, I'm going to try filming it. Press the wrong button there now. Just play it. Strip off the bale. That's one thing I hate about touchscreen monitors. You see that now? Whereas if that was an ordinary handheld one, or not a handheld one, a button one, I would have hit the proper button there, no issues. Anyway, that one wrapped without any complications. So far the film seems to be working perfectly. They showed me a little bit of a setting, and I'll show you when we get back to the yard there, to you might have to adjust for different types of plastic, but I haven't had to adjust it so far. He set it up there when he came and it's working away throughout these two rolls. So hopefully I'll have enough stuff now to bring her up in the gauge again. I should do, you'd imagine. Throw off that bale now. See, this is the bother with the touchscreen. If I hit a bump, I'm going to hit that button, or worse again, that button, and that's not what I want to do. So I suppose ideally you should be like this, but it's something you did not have to worry about with a button style monitor. But unfortunately they're all gone the touchscreen road now. There's not a whole pile we can do about that. So yeah, this is a substantial enough old row. We'll get enough in it, I would imagine. Yeah, just about. So I'll proceed to back, cut some, and puts it out. So that was my trick. I kind of made 2 3/4 bales, and I'm not carrying anything home with me. Normally, of course, that's not going to be a problem because we're going to be going to the next job, but sure, at the moment there isn't a whole pile of baling going on, so I have nowhere to go after this. You should see the little tail there of the film going around the barrel. Of course, with the one dispenser now, obviously it is a bit slower. Up our knife comes. Plastic grab and plastic turn. Now I should be able to throw the bale off with this lad here. So if I put my spanner in here, pretty sure this will throw our bale off. There we go. I'll also turn it up there for cleaning and greasing and checking things, so on and so forth. So yeah, we'll give a look there at a few bits and pieces when we get back to the yard. So we'll see how it goes, we'll see how it performs over time. You'd be expecting it to be perfect when it's new, and to be fair, it is, but past experience has shown that that's not always the case. But yeah, so far so good. But like a few people have said in the comments, and I totally agree with it, you know, when there's 30,000-40,000 bales up, then really you will get to know it first days out. While it is very impressive, time will tell. Most definitely, I 100% agree with that. But yeah, so that's me, and that's that. And sure, you'll be seeing more of it from now on. But I suppose one very important thing is you will always get the truth. You know, I'm not getting paid for this to be here or anything like that, or nowhere near that. You know, it was on my own back to make a decision to go away and get this. So it's the truth will always prevail in situations like this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later. Right, so I must say, double axle is savage on the road. It's a class job. No bouncing or swaying or anything like that. That is an improvement, to be fair. Now, I said I wanted to show you something, and here's what it is. So, I suppose you see we're going back to it a few times, but the attraction to this is the way the film works. And I've said this, I know, a few times, but it's your standard roll that goes on a wrapper, on any wrapper. And obviously it has to make a tail, you know, to work, because what was happening, I even tried it in the past. I tried to use film instead of net, but it worked fine until you got to the end, and if you just cut it, all it done was wrap around the rollers here. So that's why this is done this way. That's why it turns it, is to make a tail, and the tail of plastic is strong enough that it's able to be pulled into the machine. So what you have to watch for is, they have told me you want as small a tail as possible, so realistically we wanted something like that, but we do have quite a wide one there. Now, he told me if it's the width of 3 fingers you're going to run into problems, but we're pretty much okay there, or 1.5 maybe. So I think I'll escape, but he did say the plastic I was using kind of didn't seem the best for the job. But you can adjust it here anyway. You can shim it up to throw it that way or bring it back this way. What you want, if my top is gone over to that side, so I want to bring my top back a small little bit. Now it's working away, but I will adjust it just to, well, I won't actually. I'll stay going and see if we do get any problems, and I'll adjust in if need be, but we'll probably be changing the brand of plastic we're using on the front anyway. But you can shim it up here, and then you adjust your connecting rod to get the two of them to do the same thing. So that's basically it. Once you've it set and you have the same type of plastic, you should never need to go near it again. But if you're changing various different types of plastic, you would need to adjust it. So I was told. So that's the basics of that, and that's basically it. If you've any more questions or any more comments, hit me up below. A lot of comments on the last video, a lot of people saying, oh, you should have bought this or you should have bought that. I bought this because I didn't get on well with the last one, and I wasn't happy, so that's why I went and changed it. If I was happy, then obviously I'd go in and buy the same thing again. If I thought any other brand was going to be better, then obviously I would have went away and bought another brand. You know, within reason, they're almost the same price. So you go for what you think suits you best, not what a fella down the road told me or something like that. You do your own research, talk to the people in the know, make up your own mind on that, and that's how we wound up here. We looked at several others. We pretty much looked at every one of them, to be fair, and they all had positives and they all had negatives, and it was to try and draw a conclusion between the least amount of negatives and the most amount of positives. And this is where we wound up.